Their draft was okay, but again, I thought that if they didn't win pretty dominantly by the 30-minute mark, the anti-major is going to get a little bit out of control.
A little bit.
And that's essentially what happened. Probably the bigger thing was just that Limp didn't snowball enough in the mid lane. Like in the first game that they actually ran that against the Queen of Pain and the Ember Spirit, or and the anti-mage earlier today, their Ember Spirit pretty much got off to like a 9-1 start, and then he was actually able to tempo control for them. But in this game, Moon Meander got such a fast Orchid, then the Ember Spirit was hard countered. The anti-mage had pretty much free farm, which is what you expect, but it's that like crucial 15-minute mark where NiP had to start winning fights and they didn't.
Well, for me, I felt like Ninjas and Pajamas, like their attention was just a little bit too diverted at times. Like I felt like they gave too much space to Moon oftentimes, and him being able to get like such a fast Orchid, I felt was pretty absurd.
I think Lycan generally is pretty good against AM too, right? But this game, I mean, it's not like it's a direct counter or anything like that, but split pushing and even like just going for him heads, like balls deep, as they say in America.
Generally, the strategy behind Lycan, I think, can do well against Anti-Mage, but it just...
There's a time limit.
It's not the Lycan itself, it's everything behind the Lycan, the idea behind, you know, pushing down all their tier 1s and tier 2s by 25 minutes.
So, Samson, what do you think they should do for the next game? Because we are actually already in.
They should probably pick some different heroes.
Yeah.
Actually, I want to see some LC from NiP. They play a mean.
They actually do.
Mean LC, and I'm a real fan of that hero. I don't think I've seen an LC today at all. Have you?
No,
I don't remember there being any
not
game.
Not even banned, I think.
Yeah. Well, it's not often you see him banned that much, but.
No, but not picked either.
But NiP is definitely an LC picking team. So.
Yes.
I mean, obviously depends on what the lineup is, but we'll see. LC versus Bane, huh? Get an Ags, endless nightmares.
That is actually really.
It's the dream.
Yeah, but then in that case, Ninjas and Pajamas won't pick the LC because there's already a Bane.
Well, that was more of a cheesy thing, but
yeah.
If they want that to happen, it's there for the picking.
I don't think they will want that.
Watch it happen, Shiva.
Who knows? Who knows? So is this looking like NiP is on the right path in for redemption, Cap?
I feel like the opening here is pretty even. I mean, it's SF versus Queen of Pain. Winter Wyvern traded off for the Bane. I mean, high-value mids, high-value supports. I don't think either team has a big advantage.
Shadow Fiend can sure right-click, though. Look at him. He can pick up runes
especially
like the best
when he picks up a double damage.
Yeah.
His rune picking up capabilities are pretty strong.
Legit.
10 seconds remaining.
I like those clips.
And he does have that certain kind of swagger behind him.
Definitely does. So Beastmaster removed. So Beastmaster previous game, I mean, we don't see Beastmaster mid like that often. But that was definitely a very strong performance from No-Tail.
I think it's just the vision game that he's able to set up. Part of it is that when you're playing with an anti-mage, a lot of people think that if you have one of those heroes like the Spectre or the AM types, you're meant to play incredibly defensively. And that's true to a certain extent, but at the same time, like, if your team is behind the entire time and you're trying to play from behind, then your anti-mage is never going to get space. What it really is just finding opportunities, getting him vision, getting aggressive, like 4v5, finding good opportunities to just get pickoffs, and then wasting time until the anti-mage gets farmed enough. Like you saw that very often. Like one time, Crit shows himself at bottom, they waste 40 seconds, and the smoke trying to kill him. Like that's a purposeful death by Crit. Like if you watch as a viewer, you're just like, what is he doing? But think about what he got as a result of that. Like Moon Meander got a lot of pressure on that top tower. Like the anti-mage had another 2 or 3 minutes to farm with that knowledge that he had. Like smokes are pretty expensive at that phase of the game.
So talking about the vision game a bit more, because obviously Nightstalker has been picked up a lot this tournament as well, so far. Are we going to see it from either of these two teams? They're not specifically known for picking up the Nightstalker, but definitely would fit.
NiP have picked it up in the past, but a little bit surprised that Darkseer's... oh, never mind, I'm sorry. I didn't see NiP banded out in the first one, too. Because I was going to say that would work so well for NiP right now.
Definitely.
What the hell happened to Clockwork? Suddenly just disappeared.
I mean, he gets banned out in the second phase quite often, which he was here by Monkey Business, because they pick up the Gyrocopter. Clockwork can be a really big threat to the Gyrocopter. He locks down Bane pretty well.
What do you think of a Dazzle with a Wyvern? Like two similar type heroes. I mean, you have the minus armor with Shadow Fiend. Shadow Fiend ends up being like one of those high ground breaking heroes, right? Where you just put Solar Crest, you just buff him up, you get Scotty, he just right clicks towers. Is Dazzle, is it too defensive?
I think yes.
Sorry, go
I was actually thinking much more likely Rubik because of the fact that you've got a fairly good number of abilities to steal. The telekinesis is going to be usually pretty strong versus the Queen of Pain. Fiend's Grip is a very easy steal, and it actually works really well with Rubik against a lot of these mobile heroes. Queen of Pain and Gyrocopter, I mean, Gyrocopter doesn't have any blink, but he's still very dependent on his mobility.
Gonna go for the Earthshaker so far. Jonas Fan does play Earthshaker. Not as often as I would like to see, but keeping their options open because they also play it as support still as well.
I think they're going to run it as an off lane, simply just because when you're playing against a Queen of Pain and when she's the mid, oftentimes you need a hero that can just like trade into her really well, and Earthshaker can lock her down. And it doesn't really matter if the Gyrocopter gets a BKB, because Earthshaker is like one of the best counter BKB heroes in the game. Like, you initiate, you Echo Slam onto the Gyro, you blow him up before he can get anything off. Even if he gets BKB off at that point, he's left with like 300 health. It's
easy kill for Shadow Fiend.
Yeah, exactly.
You also have a grouping mechanism with the Winter Wyvern, so you have really good synergy there. And the long-range stun of Fisher is quite powerful versus Bane, who's usually going to be way off in the back lines, getting that Fiend script. At the very least, if he's not in the back lines, he's going to be way off to either side of the team fight. So the Fisher is a great way, especially if you're blinking into the fights, to still be able to hit multiple heroes that you're next to, but still also hit the Bane on the side. So I think like the Earthshaker is just kind of the perfect pickup for NiP right now. Monkey Business still need a really good frontline hero, and that's going to come from their off lane. I'm just not really sure what's left, because I was like thinking, oh, I would love to see something like a Slaughter off lane or something like that, but I can only see Nightstalker really being there, and I'm not sure if I like it so much. It has the potential to snowball a lot against these heroes because they don't have a whole lot of defensive capabilities.
Sladar in the house.
I really like that.
What other offlaners are left?
That I've seen Moon play. I saw him play Spirit
has
Breaker.
been played by, well, actually for Ninja the Pajamas have been played by Axe, but for Moon.
Well, he just played Nature's Prophet, so
Yeah.
it's still there technically.
I don't think
And
it's
he
as
played a
good
really
this
good
game,
one
though.
too.
Yeah, I agree.
10 seconds.
Yeah,
I mean,
I like
LC
the
is
Spirit
still
Breaker
there.
a bit.
I don't like LC that much though against Wyvern. Oh, they're gonna go for the Rubik instead.
I think when you take Fissure or Winter's Curse.
Yeah, it's so many great abilities to steal here.
Yeah.
You guys don't like Enchant Totem on Rubik? I think it's really good. 400% damage on Rubik, man.
It's insane. How are you gonna make a video of all the abilities of Rubik? He can have them all.
It's a really long
Look at
ass
that.
video.
Yeah, we're gonna see them all. Actually, we do see them all. He went from a
Was that
back.
him omni-slashing?
That's him walking right now. He's
Yeah.
limping actually. Wow.
All I saw him was doing some sort of like dance on the lion. It was really weird.
No, he did. He orbed in from the puck.
Reserve time.
But yeah, Rubik, good hero in this draft. So Ninjas in Pajamas can't pick up the Rubik anymore. What
How's
would you like to
Ember
see from
right
them?
now? For NiP. Shadow Fiend safe. Well, actually, either one could
10
swap
seconds
from mid safe
There's the
lane.
disruptor control.
Radiant
I would have liked
team
to see this
ban.
hero last game. I think that it kind of fulfills a similar purpose for them, but this time around, it works really well against both of those supports. And I think NiP anticipate being the aggressors. Like, when you have an
10
SF,
seconds
you're pretty much
remaining.
saying, like, we're probably going to 5-man. Like, let's grab a mech on our SF.
Yep.
Run down
5
lanes.
seconds
That was like the
remaining.
IG strategy.
Dire
but,
team ban.
I think the Ember is actually pretty good. Like, it's an
Radiant
all-out
team
flat
pick.
aggression carry that you want to bring to fights. That isn't too all-any, and yeah, that was our plan, and now it got banned.
Yep.
How's Nyx as off lane? I mean, you can always dual lane off lane, right? Brood is actually still there, isn't he?
Oh yeah, you're right.
He just got banned. That's why we see the video.
Oh,
I think.
okay. It's hilarious how some teams just first pick Brood and others don't even touch it.
Yeah.
Both
It's
picks
the
and
Vega.
bans. Yeah.
The Vega effect.
I really think Spirit
5
Breaker is
seconds
their
remaining.
Oh yeah.
best offlaner that's
SB's really good.
left in the pool.
5
The
seconds remaining.
pressure you can put on the SF from the offlane
How's SB
position
with like a disruptor, Cap?
Oh,
I mean, glimpsing him back.
I was gonna
and
say that hero too.
Sand King. Is Bambo in the game?
sorry,
No,
buddy.
it's just because you need. Like, the thing about Monkey Business's lineup is you have 0 ways to start a fight. Like, we talked about it earlier when you've got like a Queen of Pain that has to jump in first, she's just going to get blown up. Like, you need a frontliner or at least something else to initiate.
And that's what NiP still need as well.
Yeah.
They really need an initiator because you don't necessarily, like Winter's Curse as well as Earthshaker aren't great. I felt like the Slaughter care would be great for them. The replacements are like Wraith King and Sven, but
5 seconds
I
remaining.
mean, I guess Wraith King would be okay here because you are pretty burst oriented. But I would feel you'd be like a lot of kiting would happen from Monkey Business. Oh, Juggernaut. He's not the initiator, but
It's going to be the Earthshaker, the initiator, because he's going to be offlane, getting a lot of farm, hopefully for him. Or they're going to wait for Monkey Business to initiate. They can. What do you think? Who's going to take it? We know the lineup now.
It's going to be a no-tail gyro. I'm not a big fan of gyro.
But
this
you're
patch.
a big fan of no-tail.
I know, it's a struggle.
It's such a tough choice.
And I'll go with NiP this game, actually. I think both lineups are pretty solid. This is going to be a close game.
I think I'll go with NiP as well, but kind of with the same caveat that they have to be ahead, like, especially with the type of lineup that they have. Like a Jug gets kited really hard if, and we saw that in the first game where Alliance played it, and I think Disruptor's also pretty garbage if you're behind.
I'm going to go with Monkey Business. I'm not sure if I'm a big fan of the Juggernaut. I think again, like it's going to come down to Moon. I think the Sand King and the control from the Bane are going to be both pretty potent. That Blink initiation against the Juggernaut and then just the hold through. That being said, I do kind of like it against Gyrocopter in some ways because of the Omni Slash, but I just don't feel confident about that last pick.
Well, for me, it's pretty simple. I think Monkey Business is the better team, and therefore they will win from Ninjas in Pajamas.
Well, I agree with that.
So, no further arguments needed. It is time to go to our last European game here of the day with our casters, Synderen and ODPixel.
Indeed, thanks very much, Shiva. And the game is underway, so let's get ourselves straight into it with myself, ODPixel, and Synderen as we follow through with Monkey Business versus NiP Game 2. And well, the drafts are certainly indicating that both teams going for a very different playstyle than what they were going for in Game 1.
Yeah, I think this type of game just suits NiP better. I think they're at their best when they get to play 5-man teamfight rather than playing this whole split push game with distribution of resources across the map. I don't think they're particularly good at that compared to other teams. So with that in mind, I do think this is going to be a closer game. I have a really hard time calling a favorite for it, though. I think this draft is one of the most even drafts we've had today. And there's a lot of...
Top lane.
Yeah,
Look at this, Moon already. Thunderstrike's a good spell.
He's getting wrecked. He has to go back to base. He doesn't have any regen.
All right.
Oh, you can send up a salve.
That's not the way you want to necessarily start it. It's actually going...
Not ideal.
It's going for a little bit of a wander by the looks of it towards the mid lane, because Bane is coming in onto Sealkid. Sealkid now with the Arctic Burn, trying to turn around the harassment as Miracle did try and move it onto Limp. So Sealkid will be able to harass them back. Fly with the Rain Sap, keeping himself strong in lane. But yeah, as you said, Sand King did end up just, he just denied himself to the Ancients, I think, by the looks of it, for the quick trip back home. And the mid lane, Sealkid just moving in again with Limp. And again, we're going to see this this Fly Bane hang around here with Miracle as the Sealkid Wyvern hangs around with Limp to try and secure the mid lane for each of their cores here.
It's like if you look at how good Brain Sap level 1 is now, what it does, it's actually crazy. You pay 70 mana for an exchange of 180 health. Compare that to a lot of other nukes in the game early on. Let's say you do 100 damage for 100 mana or something like that with other spells, or maybe 100 for 80 or something.
Top lane, Moon.
It's incredible.
He's just chilling there with the Sandstorm. He did lay down the sentry. There's no sentries out at the moment for the side of the Dire, and they don't have any on the main. Oh, they got any courier? Yeah, some on the courier coming out to hands.
He has a ward. This is well played by him. But that means he's probably out of the lane again, most likely. He doesn't have more than one sentry, so the Disruptor can basically go and place his sentry right now. He wants to unblock the pull first, though, but that one is just outside. Look at that.
Jeez.
Oh, man.
Oh, the times we've seen this happen.
He can't be happy with this. He's
there we go.
prioritizing opening the pull over pressuring Sand King in lane. And now Moon Meander is going to ping out, okay, he used both sentries. They will be able to pull, but I'm in lane still. He could just go Sandstorm again now. This is enough for him to get level 3. That's really good. Now he can go jungle if they've stacked for him. And they have not yet, but Rubik has 2 illusions.
Indeed, so far, looking good for Moon on that top lane. The mid lane as well. It's going to be 11 for 3 at the moment on Miracle compared to the 7 for 2 on Limp. So Quap getting the understandable advantage. Fly with a very aggressive positioning at the moment on the dire side of the map. Jonathan Fan is there. Fly keeping himself hidden in the shadows. And this bottom lane, of course, Big Daddy getting himself a nice bit of free farm with the fact that the Shaker's rotated towards the mid. Maybe hoping to go on Miracle, but it's going to be a very hard kill to get. It looks like they're trying to bait with the fact that Limp's low, looking for a blink in, but it's not going to happen. Top lane, Moon going again for the Soundstorm. It's not going to work now. Era's got a couple of points in the Blade Fury, and Moon is, he's dead. He's dead, Sin.
What the fuck? What's that?
Okay. Interesting stuff there on the top lane.
Was he trying to next level them by hoping that Juggernaut would start
give
moving
up,
away?
maybe,
it's like,
and think,
oh,
oh, he's moved off.
definitely
Yeah.
moving out of Sandstorm now,
Yeah.
so I'm going to start running down.
It didn't work out, Sin.
That was very strange.
And a rare mistake from Moon Meander as well. We saw
Yeah,
him in the
there were
first
no
game,
new
played it so
sentries.
safely.
He
This
could
game.
have probably just run, actually, or yeah, created a little bit of space with a Burrow Strike after getting glimpsed or something like that. Instead, yeah, that was a little weird. So a bit of a freebie there for NiP. They do get first blood, and they get it on the Juggernaut, so I think they're very happy with that.
Did you see that blink? That was a crazy blink there up to the high ground. He's going to find Hanskin and Jonathan Fan, but now the kinetic field's been dropped down. Hanskin looking to walk himself out. They'll kill Miracle there with a raise. That's going to be Miracle going down. Now Fly on the rotation to the high ground. Jonathan Fan.
Can't reach
Yeah, he's not got the fisher for 6 seconds, but
Dyer's
that was a very aggressive blink from Miracle. He just jumped straight over onto the Dire high ground.
Yeah, this is weird. They're being a little bit overconfident on both the mid and the top lane right now. Probably feeling high on last game's success, but you can't give NiP too many free kills in this early game. Like I said, I think it's an even draft. So if this Shadow Fiend just got 1 kill, and they got 1 kill on Jugger, and that means the Healing Ward's going to get leveled up earlier. They're going to get Mech earlier on Shadow Fiend. And I'm very curious to see what Era is going to go for as far as item build is concerned. He has a Ring of Aquila, so I'm guessing Shadow Fiend skips that part, and that makes for a much faster Mech.
Dyer's bottom
So
tower is under attack.
NiP, everything going according to plan, maybe apart from losing that tower minute 5
Yeah, the
against
bottom
Rubik
lanes,
Gyro. That
they're
ain't
kind of
good.
the saving grace at the moment for Monkey Business, because yeah, Big Daddy's having a grand old time. And then fantastic on mid lane. Well, again, ooh, Miracle trying to go in. Limp turns around with the razors, does burst him down, but Miracle's got the bolt charges, whereas Limp, and the bottle at the moment is still being crowed back to base, so Quap's going to get a bit of a free reign here in the mid lane for the time being. Top lane, the pressure's coming in though from Era and Hanskin. They're starting to get some damage onto this tower as Crit has been sent up here to soak up the levels. Stanking's gone to the jungle, so they're going to look to try and get level 6 on the Rubik up on this top lane.
This is an interesting rotation from No-Tail that is fairly risky, I would say. They don't really have a way of killing the Juggernaut with these 3 heroes. So if they make any misplay and there's any turnaround potential, they could be in trouble. Good call down.
Oh, it's a very good cooldown onto 2. Hanskin's going to get blown up straight away. Era will get the Blade Fury off and he's trying to escape, but Fly's moving in and he does still have the Nightmare. And we'll pop it out here and allow Big Daddy to move, and he's going to have those 3 points of the Rocket Barrage ready to go for round 2. And Era just melting to the damage over the side of Monkey Business. Double kill for the Gyrocopter, and well, you question the rotations here, but it ended up working out perfectly.
Yeah, this works out very, very well because they didn't hear the call down.
Yeah.
It came from the fog, and Hanskin was in a position where he got caught by it. If the only hero they catch with that call down is Juggernaut, they don't find a kill at all. And instead they find 2 because Era tries to stick around. Or actually, he did spin and run away, but Bane was on his tail.
Yeah,
so that was just
Nightmare.
that was very nice play from Monkey that I didn't think was going to work out. But with NiP's positioning, they did find that call down that they needed. And I think more than anything, that's just not a rotation you expect. Like the Gyro shows up there at minute 6 with a call down. Like,
I think they were pretty much
good element of surprise.
thinking what we were thinking. The fact that Rubik's up there reveals himself. They're just looking for the solo lane to get the XP. They don't expect him to have backup. But top lane, there's going to be a wraparound now. Hanskin and Seal Kid looking to go in on Big Daddy. Big Daddy taking a lot of burst. Gets the ult out though, and Seal Kid's going to go down. Big Daddy probably will die here to the Blade Fury damage, and they'll get the return kill. So 1 for 1.
He'll get another one here.
Yeah, he's got an Omni Slash, and he might not even need to use it. Now that's going to be Crit. Almost certainly going down as well. Arrow would like to take the kill if he can. Can he get himself close enough? Oh, there we go. To the backside, double kill for Error, and well, as we were just complimenting Monkey Business's choice to go to the top lane, it looks like they hung around just a little bit too long.
Yeah, Era is getting really rich in this game right now. He's currently 300 ahead of the Gyro, which isn't that much, but Gyro is still dead, and he's getting more here, so this is like a 500-600 gold lead at minute 7. And what's he building it into? Bracer, so we're getting Bracer 1, so this is a drum build-up.
Okay.
I'm guessing Drum, Sanjin Yasha, just the full mobility build. Yeah. Very early pressure.
I think Era's one of the players that he always has something good to say about SNY. He loves that item.
Is this? SFS not getting mech. That's very surprising. He's going Yasha.
Okay, straight up. Right.
So they're skipping mech entirely. There's none of their heroes right now that will get a reasonably timed mech. This was not what I was expecting from them. This is such a team fight centric game. I think mech is great.
I do like this rotation while they realise that the joke's becoming an issue. They're going to see the courier. They are going to reveal it to just get the courier kill. And oh, they're not. Oh, yeah, okay, with the blink forward. That will do it.
Oh!
That will do it indeed. Only just. They get the courier. Now they might be able to get even more here as Big Daddy No Tail's moving in.
What did it die to?
The quad blink forward. And got the right click in as well. There was a Bane right click following it through.
Oh, the Bane right click.
There was 2 right clicks following it.
Okay,
yeah,
I see.
Even though it was hasted, yeah.
That looked really weird for me. I was like, how did Bane get that kill?
Oh, well, it looks like a big reaction has been forced out from the side of NiP. They've come up. And I mean, that's, at the end of the day, not too bad for NiP. They do lose the courier, but they don't lose Era.
This blink on
They
Moon.
don't find the kill.
Minute 8.
Damn.
Yeah, he got all the time in the world and a couple of stacks because...
Top lane. Crit. He's been brought back here by the Glimpse, but Big Daddy's moving in. Trying to chase down Hansken. He's got the cooldown as well. Blade Fury will end, so they get the stun. Now with the stun. Beautifully done by Moon. Catching Jug on the edge of the cooldown. That's a big kill there for the side of Monkey Business. Finding that Juggernaut. They might even look to try and move in for more here. Looking for Hansken. Crit's coming in as well. Moon Meander with the blink. They're ready to try and get even more from this bit of aggression. Moon moving into the tree line. There's 4 heroes here on the side of Monkey Business. He's going to look for the TP out. And he's going to get it. There was a burst strike. I can only imagine they didn't quite have vision of that corner there.
Man, what a dive. But of course they get away with it. NiP can't really TP heroes in because it's going to take too long for them to come in, and it's just going to set up for a burrow strike for Sand King. So Monkey Business do know that they can push their advantage a little bit there, but not finding that kill and not getting the tower as a result might have been better off just trying to push the tower a little bit. Well, sticking around. This ward does see Moon Meander, though, so I don't really think... They will definitely not catch NiP by surprise. They will let them go if they want to.
Pings onto Miracle, as they notice him making a move towards the jungle with this ward that they have got popped down towards the mid lane. And Miracle will just simply blink away here. And yeah, with the 4 heroes remaining on top for the side of Monkey Business, looks like they'll just look to apply the pressure here with Big Daddy. They're still hoping to kind of get someone on the side of NiP falling for the bait, but yeah, as you said, this ward doing a lot of work here for the side of the Dire.
They're still sticking around and putting the pressure, and NiP are just going to avoid them for now and try to put their own pressure mid. Need to perhaps be a little bit careful as they don't see... Well, they do see Sand King sandstorming, so that's actually really important information for them. If he TPs suddenly from the fog and comes mid, they could lose heroes to him and Quap alone. And they will still be playing this fairly cautiously, and now... In turn, it opens up for Monkey Business, and it just seems like whenever we get into this type of situation like we did in the last game, Monkey are just better at playing this type of game.
Well, it certainly seems like that, but at least in this game, the farm is looking very good for NiP. You know, you have got this SF at the moment, top of the CS board, Limp. As you said, he's picked up the Ogre Club now on top of the Band of Elfskin, so just trying to make his way towards that complete Sanjin Yasha. And top lane, the space, indeed it remains there, and Big Daddy will find himself a tower. Now with the TP back to bottom to continue that farm. It looks like he's going to hide in the trees and just see if anyone comes out. And Limp will reveal himself, and Big Daddy just looks at that as the go-ahead to start to clear out this wave. And with the money he's saving up as well, do you think this is just a straight-up SNY for the Jara as well this game?
Yeah, I think so. We're probably going to see him fighting the Sanj very soon.
Oh, crit. Oh, that was absolutely beautiful. Absolutely beautiful. And he's going to get the kill. Oh, is he getting out as well? No, he's not. But that was... Just going in, baiting out the Glimpse, and then coming through with the Blade Fury. Very nice indeed.
Era so close to getting Alma Slash off. I think he's lucky he didn't, because there was a creep wave coming in. I think it would have bounced to that one and just wasted his ultimate. Well, yeah, like you said, good play by the Rubik. Ultimately, a fairly even trade, but they do once again force a rotation. Shadowfiend has to TP up there, but maybe he kind of wanted to go there anyway to start pushing out the lane and getting that farm and transitioning. Obviously, great to play Shadowfiend in the safe lane at this point in time. The distance between the lane and the jungle is very short into that large camp that he is also going to stack. And kind of fairly slow right now. Both teams just have so good counter-engage that you need to be very confident when you go in.
Well, SF has got that Invis Rune bottled up, and at level 11, 2 points here in the Requiem. He could look to try and burst down someone. Fly is there on the top lane at the moment, trying to find his level 6. Nearly reaching on to level 5, and there's a wraparound from Jonas and Fan as well here. Here's your Invis from Limp, and they'll look to try and set something up onto the Bane if he comes out a little bit too far. Limp.
I think he's dead already.
Yeah, straight up Fisher. They don't need the ultimate. A couple of raises. There'll be the Nightmare, though. Oh, okay. Echo Slam's committed as well. They want this Bane dead. They will get it. TP reaction has come in from Miracle. He's got a Sonic Wave as well. Can he line it up? He gets the slow. Ah, there we go. Does hit both there, but gets the kill onto the Earthshaker. Limp trying to find the raises. And Miracle's actually out of mana here. Does have 11 Mon charges, though, so he's going to be fine. And Limp looks to just play this a little bit safely and keep himself away from the quad. But nonetheless, a nice rotation there from Miracle and getting the kill onto Earthshaker.
Oh, it looks like the Shadow Fiend's actually not going for the Sanjin Yasha like I thought. It's going to be a BKB.
It was just a casual band of Elvenskin.
Yeah, very interesting. I guess he just changed his mind. He's
Okay.
like, oh, damn, this is a very fast Blink Dagger and Sand King. And now that I look at it, they kind of have 1 billion magic damage, so Sanjin Yasha might not be enough. At the same time, it puts pressure on them, though, because if they want to fight with this BKB, they need to make work with the charges. Else you're wasting early charges and have a low-duration BKB come the later portions of the game. And you also farm slower. It's just a worse build-up for propelling yourself into that later portion of the mid-game. So I'm wondering if NiP just say, okay, you know what? We're going to get BKB on Shadow Fiend, and then we Roche. That's our call to Roche instead of a mech build.
Oh, let's see what Monkey Business can find here. They smoked up the 3 of them. The trio. Mumiander has got that epicenter available. Looks like they're not going to find anyone towards the mid, though. Jonas and Fan heading down to the bottom to join, in fact, the rest of his team. We see also Seal Kid heading down here. So the full 5-man of NiP focusing their efforts towards the push on the bottom lane. And it's going to save them this time, as it obviously means the Monkey Business don't find anything there with that smoke. And it's just going to leave Mumiander. He's just going to farm up the jungle here. He's picked up the Ring of Regen, starting to work towards his 4-staff on top of the Blink. And Miracle now at level 11, and also closing in on the Orchid here on the quad.
Speaking of itemization, Jonas is only 100 gold away from his Blink. Unfortunately for him, from an offlane perspective, he's only level 7 minute 14 in comparison to Moon's almost level 11. So he's pretty far behind in experience, and having a Blink Dagger on Shaker is great, but you generally want to have 3 points in Aftershock. Wow, that's an aggressive play.
Onto the Shaker with a Sandstorm as well. Moon's going to find the kill. Winter's Curse has been laid down onto Miracle. Now with the Omni Slash as well, but this is a defensive nightmare. Keeping Miracle alive. Miracle will still go down. They might lose Moon here as well, as the Thunderstrike's on him. He will get the Burrow Strike off, jukes it off, and he will actually manage to keep himself alive here. So it's only the quad that they've lost here. There's been a buyback from the Shaker. They're trying to find more. Glimpse will connect onto Crit. They'll get themselves a double kill here for Error. It looks like the fight will be over for the time being, but very nice play there from NiP, and off the back of a very aggressive move from Monkey Business, trying to jump straight in with a Burrow Strike onto the Earthshaker.
Right, that was a nice escape from Moon Meander, too. They bought back the Shaker, though, so his Blink has been set back a little bit again. They will get the tower. Yeah, he's kind of going to be back where he was. Lost a few hundred, that's it. And they will be giving him farm priority on this wave. Surprisingly, maybe not giving him the tower here. That would have been his Blink. But he'll find the 100 gold elsewhere. So what I was going to say is that having Blink on Shaker is obviously really, really great no matter what. But you want to have 3 points in Aftershock. That's enough for you to be able to get your combo off without a counterplay from the targets you're hitting with the first combo with the Echo Slam Aftershock. So right now, when he gets his Blink, he actually won't be able to, for example, combo Sand King or Rubik. They can respond very quickly.
Oh, well, let's see how Rubik does down here. Can't respond if he's dead. Crit, getting bursted down straight away with the Fisher. The Splinter Blast as well. He'll try and hold back the Shaker. And a nice stolen Fisher. Will buy him some time, but Seal Kid moving in with Hansken as well. And they'll be able to find the kill onto Crit. And with that, Jonas and Fan now just 50 gold away from that Blink Dagger top lane. Bit of a fight going on. Mumiander moved in onto Error. Error got to chase him back here with the Blade Fury, make sure that Moon can't get himself out, and Hanskin's got the glimpse. He's got the vision, brings him straight back into the kinetic field and Static Storm, and that will be the kill. But oh, Miracle wants to fight, jumps straight in with this Sonic Wave, and now with the right click, bringing Hanskin low. Error's trying to help out them with the healing ward. Hanskin's going to live. It's now Miracle who's got to be careful. Will blink in. Oh, gets the screen. Double kill for Miracle as he cleans up the Disruptor as well, and he'll also keep his life intact. So very smart play there from Quap.
That was really, he styled all over the Disruptor there. That was really beautiful.
Yeah, Miracle's been having a great series so far. Absolutely fantastic stuff here from the Quap this game. And with that bit of action as well, that is going to be the Orchid complete as well here. 16 minutes in, so a very good timing here for the Quap.
Yeah, that's pretty good.
To be fair, it's at the same time though that Limp, he's got the BKB finished and 1900 gold. I mean, with the BKB first up picked in, what would you go for next on Limp? Do you still look for Yules, or do you now build into kind of maybe the Skadi, or do you look more towards the damage?
I think Sanjin Yasha is still good. Okay. It's still at that time in the game when the item has a very big impact. It's just very cost effective. The thing I'm more curious about than items is just the game plan for NiP. Now that they have that BKB, what do they want to use it for? I still think Roshan is a very valid target, But they have to find a way of securing that they don't get jumped by Monkey Business from a smoke with a Blink Dagger Sand King and get messed up. Oh, wow. He gets Blink BKB build, so a little bit of a classic Dendy build-up, actually, who really likes going for this still. It's fallen out of favor a lot.
Okay.
I think Dendy is one of the few Shadow Fiends that still plays this quite regularly.
I mean, just the nice thing with it is the fact that you've got a Disruptor, a Shaker, Wyvern with the Winters, because there's a lot of setup for you to get yourself in and get off a really nice Requiem. And obviously with the BKB, what have you got to worry about? Well, it's just the Fiend's Grip really that's going to be able to cancel you when you get yourself in the middle of the fight and look for that channel.
Absolutely. Here comes the smoke. They're going to make it play.
Okay, I mean, where do they focus their attention? Are they going to look towards Miracle? It would be a nice kill. Quap's been having a pretty good game so far.
If they get Thunderstrike on him, he's dead.
I think... Okay.
He's reading this very well.
He is. There's a lot of pings coming out. I think Monkey Business realized something fishy's going on in the jungle, and yeah, Miracle's going to keep himself well out of harm's way. And it looks like the smoke from NiP isn't going to catch anything this time, and Miracle will just be safe hanging around in the tree line. Hasn't yet decided to TP out. I think he'll wait to assess the situation and maybe just return to the lane once he sees NiP have left and given up on this advance on the top. Big Daddy now cleaning out the Ancients as well, and in terms of net worth, as we can see, here's the Shadow Fiend at the top, but both the Quap and the Gyro pretty close behind him.
He's trying to get another stack, but they do sentry off his camp, so it can't spawn again.
Ooh, if they can get the kill on Big Daddy as well, if they look to wrap around onto this Gyro.
Well, they know his Helm of the Dominator range creep has spotted them all out, so...
Okay, yeah, looks like it, he's playing it safe.
If he lets them have it, though, that's pretty good here for NiP. They won't even lose their bottom tier 2 tower, I think, because the heroes with the pushing power, mainly Queen of Pain and Gyro, aren't really there right now. They even get a tower themselves in the top lane. This is a very, very nice play from NiP. If they hold at least one of their tier 2s, I think this is worth it. NiP is dropping low from these Ancients, though. That's not good. They have to use Healing Ward and the Cold Embrace.
And it looks like with this push, they'll at least get this bottom tower. Falling pretty quickly. TP to the tier 3s coming out from Seal Kid. Actually, they're TPing into the tier 2 as well, the fortification, but there's Moon hanging about. Limp will blink himself very nicely away from the cooldown. Maybe off the back of that they can chase, looking for error. Crit did go in with the telekinesis, but it was just holding him back. Missile will connect onto the Jug as well.
And Meander is in such a good position. I think they're actually going to dodge it. I thought they were very hungry for this fight, but they get cold feet.
Maybe a little bit scared of jumping in onto Limp with his BKB, in case he was quick with your reactions. Actually, 4 stuff picked up now as well on the Sand King, so Moon's certainly still finding stuff across the map. Even though he's always been in position, waiting for fights to begin, he's still been able to find the farm.
He's got what he needs. This is the beautiful thing about Sand King. Everything from now on until the end of the game is luxury. He doesn't need any other items than this. So he can't choose to give farm priority to heroes like Rubik and Bane, but since the Rubik already has a blink, I think Crit... now everything is also more or less luxury for him in a support position. If he can get a Force Staff too, that would be very nice. I think multiple Force Staffs or Ghost Scepters are going to be very good later on in the game against NiP. It's the item against Juggernaut, basically. We will see. This is a Roche. I think they're going to be too late for contesting this.
Yeah, it looks like they've got no intention of, or just not aware of it at the moment, the side of Monkey Business. They're looking to try and find a tier 2 in the mid lane, and it looks like they will get it here. There's a fortification available, so that's going to be the tier 2 in the mid dropping. Maybe a wraparound from NiP could be huge, though. Seal Kid moving in. He has got that Winter's Curse available.
Dead.
Pings on fly. They're going to go straight with the Arctic Burn. The Glimpse back as well. Bane in a hell of a lot of trouble. They'll find the kill. Can they find anything more here? Limp moving forward with a haste rune. Straight into the jungle with Fisher. It's found Moon. Moon, can he get himself out? Will Burrow strike up to the high ground? Limp continues to chase the 4-staff down. Look at the swag on this Sand King. He's straight out there. They won't be able to find the kill onto SK. It is just the kill on the Bane. But of course, we've got to remember they did get the Roshan, and there's now an Aegis sitting on your Juggernaut.
Oh, Miracle. Yeah, they trapped him. This is a great play from NiP.
All right. They do get him. They do commit the Echo Slam, but it's a big kill nonetheless, getting that Quap.
So the way
50 seconds off the map.
The way they set that up so nicely was that they know how Miracle is anticipating this play to come out. He's expecting, okay, someone's going to TP into the tower, and the moment they try to defend, I'll blink away. But what they did do is that they sent Disruptor through bottom over here, so they're expecting Miracle's blink path to go down, and which is exactly what happened. So they baited the blink with a TP, and then they just glimpsed him back. And he didn't take the time to cast Thunderstrike first before he glimpsed, because Miracle was very fast on his fingers with the Orchid, and that could have actually allowed him to escape. So all-around perfect play from NiP. I think they've done very, very well in this game the last 5 minutes. They've actually pulled it back entirely.
Limp. It bolts into Crit there, but Crit managed to blink away. And it certainly looks to be what you said, the fact that this game and kind of play style suits NiP a lot better than what they tried to go for in game 1. Oh.
They're doing a very good job. I think this is the best, some of the best play I've seen out of NiP for quite a while. This is what they got very famous for, playing like this, having like very solid communication and good decision making around the early mid game, and then sometimes struggling to close out games. But this is quality stuff right here. They're playing against one of the best teams in Europe right now in Monkey Business. They have you can't really deny they've had great results so far.
Oh, here comes Requiem! Miracle getting ball low. Will be able to blink himself away though. The Static Storm, unfortunately, not able to hold Miracle back.
Oh, that was kind of underwhelming, actually. It looked like that was going to be amazing, and then they
Not
only
quite
had the
enough.
Fissure. There was no follow-up, no Winter's Curse, no Disruptor Ultimate. It still gives them a tower, but they lose their own.
Yeah, the
So-
ult just setting a little bit too late, unfortunately, from Hanskin. Didn't quite catch him and cancel the blink.
Dire's bottom tower.
They find the mid tower though, and it looks like they'll be able to get the top tier 2 as well here. So NiP asserting their map dominance, and Monkey Business, they are smoked up. They want to try and go on this. They're moving in.
Damn,
King,
Requiem on
oh,
Rubik.
the blink, but he's going to miss the Burrow Strike. Will be able to force himself back down to the low ground. Winter's Curse has actually been dropped down onto the SK. But here we go. Big Daddy's dropped the cooldown. Error with the Omni Slash bringing fly. Big Daddy low, but now with the Telekinesis. And now the Phoenix Grip. Error, he's overset them up, but he does have the Aegis. He'll get taken down once. He will be back for round 2. The question is, can Monkey Business kill him again? Fisher and Jonas and Fan catching out to an Error's going to move in the Blade Fury. They'll find one. They'll be able to get Big Daddy as well here. 2 down on the side of Monkey Business. And they may even lose even more. Oh, the Burrow Strike from Moon onto 3. Crit comes in. Requiem goes up for Lid though, bursting them down. Double kill for the Shadow Fiend. 2 buybacks have come out on the side of Monkey Business so far. There's a missile onto Error. Now can they chase out of the base for even more? Big Daddy trying to move in the blink 4 from Miracle. He's looking for Error. Error just turning around, give the slaps. Here's a Miracle. Fisher holding back Big Daddy. Jonas and Fan and Steel Kid trying to retreat. Error now with the Blade Fury, moving himself away. The Splinter Blast will connect onto Big Daddy, slowing him down. And Fly, oh, he really wanted to get Jonas and Fan, but I think he may be in a little bit of trouble. There's a Nightmare on Terror. We'll get toggled off here by the Wyvern. Cooldown's been popped though. Big Daddy looking for the wraparound here. Fly moving back in, but he get critted down by Error. Jonas and Fan's going to get taken out on the sideline by Miracle. And now Error trying to move with the Blade Fury onto Big Daddy. Big Daddy Rocket Barrage doing a fair bit, but Error, he's going to hit a little bit harder. Miracle blinks in, tries to get Seal Kid, but Seal Kid gets off the Cold Embrace. We'll be able to live through this. Rocket Barrage from Big Daddy is enough. Error just turns around, hits him with the Telekinesis for Crit. They'll get the kill. Big Daddy's not going to go down here. Now Blink 4 from Miracle. Can he get Seal Kid? Seal Kid trying to Arctic burn himself across the tree line. Look for the TP out. Will they be able to find him moving in?
Beautiful.
Oh my goodness. What the hell happened there?
Wow, this is really, really good Dota, actually. This is some of the best plays we've seen today, I think. This is a real treat to end the day on from Europe, honestly. I think, so that whole base fight, that NiP, where they dove the tier 3 tower, I'm pretty sure Crit got a stolen Requiem off, right, under his tier 3. That's why they won that fight. I don't know if NiP were aware that he had it, because if that Requiem doesn't come out, I think they might actually lose racks. Even though they bought back the Gyro, they end up getting a fairly even fight all in all. Like, that's not really a big victory for Monkey Business, even though they cleaned up a little bit in the end.
That was a messy fight.
With what they had to pay. Just some really, really nice individual plays here with the clutch escape from Seal Kid, the beautiful, both Big Daddy and Era just playing to the limit.
Done. Crit
yeah,
gets
dead.
Caught out by the Fisher. Limp with the raises. He's got the Blade Fury.
Oh,
Surely that won't save. And no, that range there from Seal Kid with the Arctic Burn. Enough to get the final right click in.
Really that great, though. They used to smoke on that kill. It's a 40-second death timer on a Rubik. They can't really get a tower. The only lane they can claim a tower in right now is the bottom tier 2, and that lane isn't pushed out far enough. And Roshan isn't up, so I think they're going to get that one kill, and that's pretty much it. Maybe. Oh, Fly's staying really far up. He's
a fan. We saw him do this on the Dazzle in game 1. He just goes straight, and he's going to look for the TP out, but the glimpse is there. They'll bring him straight back into the party ring, and Fly's got nowhere to run, nowhere to hide, and Error with the massive crit there to finish off Bane. Top lane, NiP aren't done. There's a wraparound from Jonas and Fan. They're looking for the Moon. Can they find the Fisher? Oh! The Burrow Strike to the tip, but he still gets caught out by the stun, and now he's stuck in the trees. Will get the blink out. Looks like Sand King's going to be able to get himself away. But nonetheless, a second support kill in the matter of minutes there for the side of NiP. 19 to 13 at the moment on the board. The difference, it's only 2K. I mean, it still feels like anyone's game, but it certainly feels that in game 2, NiP are playing a lot better than they were in game 1.
They get to take fights.
Yeah.
That's what they're good at. And so far, so good for them. I think the thing that speaks to their advantage is that their lineup is better at sieging the base and is better at taking Roche. So the fact that the game is even at minute 30 is going to give them a natural advantage just from a composition standpoint. And Monkey have to perform some really, really good fights. If they lose Gyro soon, by the way, who bought a BKB now, so he doesn't have money for buyback and it's on cooldown. If No-Tail gets caught out, that's probably, it's at absolutely minimum the bottom tier 2, maybe even a tier 3 or Rax or Roshan. So he's under a lot of pressure to not get caught out now.
Looking at Era at the moment, he's got an Ogre Club picked up. I mean, is this going to be the Manta style into BKB, or is he just looking for a Sanjin Yasha now? Because it feels like a very defensive build from Era. I mean, it's obviously working out at the moment. 8 kills, 3 assists, and just 3 deaths at the moment on the Jug.
Yeah. I think BKB, like you said, it's really overkill on defensive items. I guess the Blink is a little bit of a hybrid item, so in that sense that can be okay. There is the possibility that it is an Ags.
Okay.
Or
okay.
I was thinking Silver Edge as well as a possibility, but I don't think that's the item now. So I guess we'll see.
This could be that Big Daddy pick-up. Blink forward from Jug. He's trying to move in. The Fisher will find Big Daddy, but they can't
bad
get
passing.
in for the Omni Slash. They'll try to set it with the Echo Sound, but here comes Miracle. They turn around straight away onto Yonism. Limp's turned into the fight, looking for the Requiem, but the 2 BKBs have already come out for the side of Monkey Business, and yeah, Limp will cancel. Walk his way out of this one. They're trying to chase down Hanks Ken here, but he's going to be alright with the Glimmer Cape. Era moving in, does still have that ultimate, but gets sorted out by the Boris Strike. Now Big Daddy with the Rocket Brush. Era, can he get off the ult? Yes, he can! Onto Big Daddy. Big Daddy's going to go down. Era's still alive here. Limp with the punches onto Fly. It's 2 down on the moment on the side of Monkey Business. Era, he's been caught and braced up, and now they'll turn on to Crit. Oh, the Sonic Wave and the Boris Strike onto 3! Triple kill for Moonme, and what the heck? Sand King and Quap just dismantled NiP at the end of that.
Man, that was so important that they had those 2 teamfight ultimates at the end of that, because with, like I said, with the Gyrocopter dying, that could have been really, really scary. And NiP have got to be hitting themselves right now. If that fissure is on the right side of the Gyrocopter, Era solos the Gyro there, and the fight is completely different. Instead, it extends very long. I think NiP still did a good job with what they had. They managed to kite out the 2 BKB durations, find a couple of key kills after all, but yeah, Moonmeander just... That's the thing that's really difficult when you're playing in a game like this. When teamfights extend that long, keeping track of every movement of every hero is almost impossible, and they're probably feeling pretty good about themselves. Nice, we got key kills on key heroes, and then oh, damn, we actually didn't realize that the 2 biggest ultimates in the game are still available.
It was insane. I mean, just the line of setup.
Really hard there.
Miracle played that so smartly. He just waited the entire team fight for that opening where he knew he could hit multiple heroes, and it was a beautiful Sonic Wave. And great stuff indeed from the side of Monkey Business, but still 18 to 22. I've got to be honest, this certainly feels like one of the most closest games that at least I've caught wind of so far here in the qualifiers, and both teams in a good position to try and take it, but as you said, NiP, they're going to feel a little bit rattled after that last fight.
Yeah, and now the question is how they adapt to it. If they start focusing, because that's the threat. You're like, oh, we lost that team fight. We got to focus more on Sand King and Quap so they don't get their ultis off. And then all of a sudden, going for that approach might not actually be better than what they did. They need to understand that what went wrong was the fissure. The opener of the fight was not good enough. And if they think too much about it and adapt incorrectly, the next fight is going to be really hard. Because catching the Quap and Sand King, they don't have a very good lineup for it.
It's so hard, especially with the fact that Quap's got a BKB and Sand King's got a Blink and a 4-star.
And a BKB.
And a BKB. It's
Jugger is building one as well, by the way. It's BKB City today.
Here's the BKB. I mean, I guess after getting caught out by that Burrow Strike, it is understandable in all these skirmishes we're seeing. The BKB is going to be pretty fantastic against Monkey Business's lineup.
The issue is that if they don't convert that BKB into a good team fight, I think Monkey Business with their next line of items after their own BKBs are going to make them so tanky that NiP will struggle to kill them. The good news is that Shadowfiend is close to what should be a butterfly, so he will be hitting pretty hard. But that's one of their cores that has to do the vast majority of the physical damage when they have a Jugger.
There we go, Roshan. It's going to go the way of NiP, and yeah, no way that Monkey Business are in a position to try and contest. It will drop pretty quickly. I guess the question at this point, do they give it to Era or Limp? It looks like Era with the slot 3 will pick this one up, I imagine.
Yeah.
There we go. Aegis now on your Juggernaut, and how close is he to the BKB? He's just about 900 short of the Mithril Hammer, isn't he? So
yeah.
It's going to be around the corner.
I like the Aegis on Jugger a lot because the way he can play it, because of his item build, this Aegis is a lot better than it usually would be. Because he can blink in their faces, and they have to start using disables on him, else he can get an Omni Slash off on 1 or 2 key targets, and the fight is going to look pretty grim. So the fact that he can do that, force them to use abilities, and at the same time force them to not use their abilities, puts Monkey in a pretty awkward position where they have to make a pretty difficult decision. Either they put key stuns and try to disengage, and then they get glimpsed, Or they full commit onto a hero that has Aegis, and that's not going to work well either.
Yeah, I do like this play though from Monkey Business. So they really want to try and find this last tutor on the top lane and the warding. Look how many Radiant Observer wards we've got here in the dire jungle. They've got full vision of any kind of reaction that comes out from NiP.
Yeah, there is a gem on the Wyvern now.
There we go. They're going to start to deal with this, and they do need to. They should be able to find the...
This is actually going to go... Yeah. This is a big problem for Monkey Business. When do they have their next wards? I think they just...
That was a lot of them expended in that jungle.
They used all they had, I think. Why can't I click the shot button? Okay, there we go. So 1.5 minutes until they get their next ward. There's one left on Bane. Okay. So they have one remaining obs. I think it looks like they didn't find the third one in the jungle, but that one expires in 15 seconds, so whatever. NiP will get pretty good map control right now. Is there a gem on the other side? There is not one on Monkey.
Okay, Moon now with the plate mail. I imagine going to be looking towards that Shiva's guard here on that Sand King. It's 2.1k here on the Gyrocopter. I mean, is Big Daddy just going to finish off the S and Y? Is he himself going to look for a Manta style, or is it going to be a casual Yasha and he's going to look to build in something a little bit bigger, you feel?
I don't know, honestly. I think right now for both teams the most important thing is to tank up.
Okay.
So any build-up with the Yasha is not really that valuable right now. I think something like a Scotty is a better choice, all in all.
All right. He's taking what he can here from the Radiant's jungle. Did finish off that BKB just now. He's going to have that ready to go. Disrupts are starting to build into the Aghanims. He's picked up the point booster. Let's see what they can get here, Era. Just clearing out the mid lane. Seal Kick, Glimmer caping in. And it's just crit at the moment, stacking up the Ancients for Big Daddy on the Jar. And Big Daddy has continued to stockpile that gold here. 2.4k, but now with Era moving into the jungle, we might see if they can try and do something about it, but the ping's coming out. Big Daddy is going to start to back up. He has got his team around. Moomiander on the other side of the tree line has got an epicenter. The Silence of Terror now with the Burrow Strike. Looks like Moomiander will just walk himself away.
Can they get a glimpse here?
Oh, yes, they can. BKB came out a little bit too late to cancel the glimpse, and Ali's going to go down there. Nice pick off there for the side of NiP, and just unfortunate timing there on Moomiander's item usage.
That's the best. It's not the best kill they can get, but getting a BKB into a kill is really good. Like
it's down for 60 seconds, no buyback.
These charges are going to become more and more important the later the game goes, so NiP are probably very happy with that. They can't really get any collateral, though. The waves are, as usual, by Monkey Business. They're a very good team at pushing out the lanes and not giving many openings to NiP when they find those kills, so
okay,
it's a kill.
Big item here for Miracle. He has got that Hex complete now. So it's going to be good, especially as you said, with the fact that well, the BKBs at the moment still fairly high durations here, all on the side of NiP. But if obviously the game does continue, it's going to be pretty damn big. And the fact that we
it's
just
also big when the cooldowns are, or when the durations are long.
If you can get the jump in, yeah. Which looking at their lineup as well, and as we've seen, especially with Moon, the fact that he's been getting himself in there is obviously a very high probability that Quap should be able to get the Hex in before the fight begins. And I guess the question is at this point, in the team fights, who are you looking to Hex? Is it the Jug or the SF, really, straight up?
I don't know. It's like, damn it if you do, damn it if you don't on both, right?
I guess if the Omni Slash hasn't come out, is it good to pretty much burst down the Jug before he can get that one off?
I don't think they can kill either of them. That's the problem.
Okay.
Even with a Hex, they have Glimmer Cape plus Cold Embrace on the target. And Monkey can't pierce that. They don't have enough damage, simply. And right after that, there's going to be BKB. I think it's going to be much more of a... Either you Hex a key support and just burst them completely, or you save the Hex as long as possible and make a turnaround play with it. Ideally, I mean, trading Hex for Cold Embrace plus a Glimmer Cape can be decent, but it has to be under some very specific conditions for that to be good enough, I think.
Here we go.
Oh, we're going to see what they want to do.
Era still with the Aegis. Fortification coming out, Moon, with a little bit of a cheeky Burrow Strike onto Era. Bishop will connect onto the Sand King, and now the Tower Singing at half health, falling pretty damn fast as the punches of Limp and Era. And they'll find the tier 3. Now, Enfeebler has been dropped onto Era, but they've still got a fair bit of right-click damage. And onto the melee racks,
all
they're
eyes on
going to back off.
Moomiander from me right now.
Yeah, it's all about this Burrow Strike initiation.
There goes the Aegis. They were waiting that out. What level is that in Feeble? Level 2. So that's pretty relevant, actually.
Yeah, I mean, it certainly slowed down the Era's attack damage onto the racks there. And I kind of like what Moomiander's doing here. With the plate mail, it's not going to be a Shiva's. It looks to be a Lotus Orb, which is going to be pretty huge this game. And, well, BKB's been popped by Limp.
Whoa.
I think he got spooked there by the Big Daddy Illusion.
That's the right word, I think. He got scared. He got real scared. He wouldn't have popped his BKB there if Wyvern was next to him. But the way they have moved away their heroes, once again, the Cold Embrace Glimmer if with that not available, if he gets opened on, he can actually die from full.
And I think that just kind of goes to show how scared NiP are of this Burrow Strike initiation. You know, as soon as they know that Monkey Business have vision of them, they're just got to be so scared of Moonmeander getting that jump off. And here we go. They're going to go for a smoke. They know that the SF's BKB is down. They'd love to find him. Let's see what they can get it. Heading straight into the jungle. Pings are coming out from Big Daddy, making the calls, making the shots. And NiP are just going to play it safe. They'll stick in the base. They don't want to fight when NiP hasn't got that BKB available. 20 seconds and it's going to be back. And it's a smart play from NiP as it's going to mean that Monkey Business aren't going to be able to find anything here with that smoke.
All right, slowing down the game a bit. I think NiP's play call right now is to wait for the next Roshan again.
Okay.
They're feeling... I'm guessing they're feeling confident that it will be theirs, and I think it's with good reason. They still have the gem. They can clear out map control, and they can do Rosh fairly low risk, right? You send in the Juggernaut with a healing ward and the Shadow Fiend, and you keep the supports outside. And as long as you don't get flanked from a very bad angle with a Queen of Pain and a Sand King ultimate or something like that, you can, to a large extent, recover even from a poor engagement.
This is exactly what you said. Hanging around Rosh.
Yeah, there goes that word.
So a minute before we see it coming back up, or at least when it's going to be coming back up. And I mean, obviously this is kind of NiP's play here to hold on for Rosh. Do you think we'll see Monkey Business try and go for more aggressive smokes, or they themselves, they kind of waiting for the fight to come around the Rosh pit?
I don't think they have much of a choice. I think split pushing is the best idea here, which Miracle is doing. He's getting whatever he can out of the very limited information he has right now, because all their wards are gone, but they still saw the grouping up of NiP's heroes around the Rosh pit, and that keeps him safe to get at least 1 or 2 waves top and put some momentum there. It is very, very tricky right now being Monkey, because you know you're going to have to fight for that Roshan. At the same time, you really don't want to have to fight. So maybe the best thing I can imagine for them is figuring out when Roshan spawns by either scouting with illusions or something like that, or with creeps from the Helm of the Dominator, and then getting a smoke gank right before. And then they can at least force a buyback, or maybe even snatch the Rosh with a 5-on-4 situation. Their lineup's just going to take so damn long to kill Rosh. Like, both teams actually have horrible damage apart from the Shadow Fiend. He's the only one hitting hard right now. Juggernaut is now building a Scotty. Like, all of these items on Era are still not very convincing damage items. Gyro, he's getting toward an MKB and still got a bit to go.
We might see a fight kick off here. Limp moving into the Dire jungle. Has the backup. Monkey Business are all grouped up here around this position, ready to jump on NiP as they come around the tree line, and it's going to be Limp moving around. Moon there with the eyes on him with this ward here on the cliff. And there we go, straight in with the Burrow Strike. Crit coming in as well, but the Cold Embrace has come out. Miracle pots the BKB, trying to fight against Sealkid, but now with the Winter's Curse, holding back the Quat. Era going in now with the Omni Slash. Fly managed to get off the Fiend's Grip here onto Limp, holding Limp in place. Now you understand moving forward, but he's been silenced up. He's not going to be able to get off the Echo. They've already lost one each on both sides, and Moonmeander does get off the Epicenter. Moving in onto hands, get the Sandstorm as well, but now Big Daddy caught out by the Echo Slam. Era with the damage, finds himself a 3rd kill here for the side of NiP. They do get off the Requiem, but it's a 4-for-3 trade as NiP come out on top.
These stolen Requiems. It looks really funny when Rubik is inside a Shadow Fiend and using Requiem, and then Shadow Fiend dies and pops out the Requiem. Pretty interesting fight there.
A messy fight, but NiP,
yep,
they do well to come out on top of that one. Again, it was just Era's positioning. The fact he managed to live throughout the fight and get that damage out, and he got a really nice Omni Slash through it out all as well.
They gain 1,000 gold and probably a Rosh for that. Yes, all the heroes are going to respawn at the same time, but with the momentum he can get on the waves right now, they will be in a better position than the Radiant will when the time comes. They just need to realize that he's spawning at pretty much the perfect time for NiP. He's spawning almost right before Shadow Fiend respawns as well. This is Scotty now for Era.
I mean, we saw that fight. They weren't able to kill him, and with the Scotty as well, he's incredibly durable. With the BKB, with the Manta style, and with the tankiness of the Scotty, you know, Monkey Business have got to focus a lot of efforts onto the Juggernaut if they want to remove him from these fights.
Yeah, absolutely. I don't think he's the target anymore.
No.
You're still looking at it, you're like, wow, this guy is really rich, but his Omni Slash still doesn't really hurt that bad compared to what it could at 42 minutes in. They went for the Shadow Fiend instead, but the problem is, we saw it right there. They were baiting it.
Yeah, they were.
Immediately upon engage, Cold Embrace, Glimmer Cape, they can't kill him through it. And the moment he comes out, he has BKB.
Yeah.
That was a win in that team fight for NiP, even though they got a 1-target Winter's Curse with no one attacking the target. They had a 1-hero Echo Slam, I think, and like half a hero Requiem. There was no incredible combo, and it was still good enough. I think the main saving grace maybe was a pretty good Static Storm kinetic field from Hanskin that got 2 or 3 in it. One of them in BKB though.
And thanks for that fight as well. Hanskin closing in on his own acronyms with the Yoga Club, 800 towards his penultimate component. So we'll see what the call is next from the side of NiP. They're moving towards the mid lane, but Monkey Business on the sidelines. Maybe looking to try and make a jump. Big Daddy, is that the completed MKB? Yes, it is. So he has now got the MKB complete here on the gyro. So there's going to be a fair bit of physical damage coming out from the side of Monkey Business, which is absolutely what they need with.
He's just shown in the bottom lane. This is a Roche call, I think.
Okay.
It's going to take him time to cross over, and he's going to run through a dire ward. So they will see if he rotates in, and if he doesn't, there's no way in hell Monkey ever win this 4-on-5.
Satanic on Limp as well. I mean, I've got to be honest, Limp and Era have been playing these positions absolutely fantastically this game. Yeah. 43 minutes in, both on plus 22,000 net worth.
They actually trying for this? Oh, pretty good opener.
Okay, on the high ground, Miracle jumping in, Jonas and Fan moving in with the Glimmer Cape. The BKBs are coming out left, right, center. Hanskin getting low, they'll find the kill onto the Disruptor. Phoenix just been popped onto Era here, but now with the blink forward, looking to try and get him. Limp gets off a massive Requiem there, bring him low. He's already found himself a double kill. The Omni Slash coming out here from Era, bouncing around. Big Daddy will fall. It's a triple kill for Limp. Only Moomianta being able to get himself out of the fight. And I mean, you question Monkey Business's choice to look for the fight there, and you're a bang on, Sin. That did not work out at all for the Radiant.
But then again, what are you going to do, right? You also, in a way, you can't give them Aegis and Cheese and expect to hold at least your bottom barracks. 5-on-5 against Aegis and Cheese on this lineup of NiPs is going to be troublesome. So they probably felt like they had to do something. The real issue was that there was a delay between the engage and when Gyro got into the fight. He had to cross, I think, 5 or 6 seconds of movement before he could come in with a call down. And that's when Sand King has expended his BKB. That's when they've had the initial burst that could have secured them the fight. This is more or less game. This is 2 lanes of Rax. Gyro can't buy back. NiP know they can,
Monkey Business.
They can press their advantage.
Cheese and Aegis as well. Waiting on them when Monkey Business come back and look for the fight. Using the fort here to try and buy themselves some time. Moon, is he going to look for this one? Epicenter coming through with a Burrow strike on Terra, but the Fisher in return. Era getting low. Now the BKB comes out. Moon going to the fan, moving forward, but he's been orchided up. Era trying to play for himself out of this fight. 10 seconds until Jaro's back. There's been a buyback here on the Quap. Era's not even going to go down once here. Now the Burrow strike onto Limb. Jonas moving forward with the Enchant Totem onto Miracle. Miracle will be able to blink away. No one dying on the side of NiP, and the fact that they couldn't even kill Era. Era remains alive. Will be able to heal himself back up with a healing ward. And again, another very successful bit of action there for NiP. I guess the silver lining for Monkey Business was the fact that they don't lose the entirety of the middle racks, and they do now have the Gyro back on the field.
Yeah, they don't have Epi though, and NiP didn't really use anything. They just had to expend a healing ward, and they're back and good to go. I still think they keep the siege going. There's no reason to back down unless if they had key cooldowns. Era's mana is fairly low. I still think he can use Manta, Omni, and Spin. So I think he's good enough, like with the healing ward on cooldown right now. Oh, if Monkey... it looks like they're not expecting this at all.
Oh, it's not going to connect to the Big Daddy. It will hit Miracle. Miracle gets himself forced away, but the Winter's
the combo!
Oh, Limb! Requiem comes out, forcing them all back. Era as well with the Omni Slash. Bane's going to go down. Era has been hexed up. He's trying to find Miracle. Limb looking for Big Daddy. Big Daddy stuck in the storm and the field. The Sonic Wave comes out, but it's just not enough at this point. 2 heroes dead already on the side of Monkey Business. Era's trying to move in, but now he's backing himself up. We'll look to try and just get some damage on the racks. The healing ward is available once again. And again, another 70-second window where there's no Gyro. Moomianta and Crip getting themselves away, and this is going to be the second set of racks gone.
Winter's Curse Requiem combo they pulled off there. That was, I think, 3 or 4 heroes.
3 heroes at least.
Yeah, that can't happen for Monkey, and I think they've done a really good job in this game not getting AoE wombo down. But at some point, you're gonna make that mistake if you're not.
I mean, how did you defend? How did you defend with a Gyro down for 50 seconds?
You don't.
Your main physical damage output. They're going to try. Epicenter is nice from Moon, moving in with the BKB in the Sandstorms. Well, they'll be able to pop the Aegis here on the Juggernaut. Limp has been hexed up, but the Cold Embrace is there. He's going to be fine. And Limp and Era, they just turn their attention towards the racks. They don't care about these people being on the Miracle. Has got to get himself out. Moomianta trying to move in, but he's been thunderstruck up. The field's been dropped, and now with the Fisher, he's caught in the ring. He's got a Lotus Orb on him, but it doesn't matter. He's going to go down. Echo Snap from Jonas and Fan, looking to seal the deal. Crit will get the telekinesis up, but now Era with the crit himself, getting him back. Limp's just standing there, pounding away at Miracle. Moomianta's trying to do his best here with the Sandstorm, but it's doing nothing at this point of the game. They'll almost certainly find themselves mega creeps here. And Monkey Business will have Gyro back up in 5 seconds, but they won't have much of a base to defend. Limp's been caught out here by the Burrow Strap, but now he just pops the BKB, starts to fight back up. Miracle's caught out by the Fisher, throws down the Hex onto Jonas and Fan. Moomianta's going to go down here for a second time. It's a die back on the Sand King. Miracle will be able to blink away. But we can see here, Big Daddy loses his life here to the damage of Error, and it's GG well played, and well played indeed. NiP with an absolutely stellar performance here in Game 2.
That was a very, very nice game. It was basically so close until NiP got that very key team fight, and of course, ultimately they do win because of 3 Roshan.
Yeah.
That's
they do.
It's the end of it. They had the better Roshan draft. They also had the dire side, and I think just strategically very solid play from them, and definitely you could tell that was comfort zone. Every single player got a hero they are really comfortable with. They got a strategy they're very comfortable with, and they played against a strategy that they're comfortable with playing against. Yeah. So this is the kind of stuff that NiP should aim to set up for themselves in future games. And key things that made that happen: they banned Anti-Mage Phase 2.
They did. We talked about that in Game 1, how they would need to do that.
And Monkey Business banned IO Phase 1.
They did.
Actually, so that's another hero that Monkey would love to use for that kind of combination, but they banned it. I think NiP were first pick, and they didn't want to give NiP IO Tiny that they're also good at playing, so maybe that's why.
Understandable stuff, and as you said. And also interesting to see, obviously, Juggernaut and Shadow Fiend went for kind of slightly different builds, at least Juggernaut in the sense he went incredibly defensive. Got the Manta style, the BKB up very early, but it paid off, and at the end of the day, he was able to get a Abyssal Blade and a Skadi on top of it, and 16 for 4, Arrow with an absolutely insane performance, and Limp as well with some massive Requiems at the end of the day. So great stuff there from the side of NiP, but also Game 1, we're going to look back, and it was very well played by Monkey Business. The series ends 1-1, very close one indeed across the board, and that's it from myself and Syderin. We'll head over to the panel. We'll see you guys tomorrow on the casting desk.
Thank you indeed, and it seems that we have NiP finding the way to beat Monkey Business. This was their first loss in the tournament.
Close game.
It was a really close game. Very, tons of clutch fights. Story of the game for you, Sunspan.
Well, kind of piggybacking off what Syderin was saying, the Roshans were a huge deal. Obviously, being dire helps a lot. The sustainability. I love having Shadow Fiend in the front, Healing Ward in the back, Wyvern healing him up whenever. You have counter initiation from Urshika, you have actual initiation from Disruptor, and a lot of catchability. So all those things together, pretty consistent from NiP.
And consciously not going for that mech very early game was pointed out by Syderin. Apparently, good choice. Cap, what was the story of the game for you?
The story for the game for me was the difference between Monkey Business when they're playing that sort of 4-man where they're playing a little bit aggressive and they're just giving space to Miracle, and the difference between this game where Miracle wasn't the fallback carry. We said it before that I feel like Monkey Business, a lot of their other players, they get a little sloppy, and I saw a lot of sloppiness in this game where the first 20 minutes of the game, I felt like that they actually were in a really great position. By minute 15, I felt like they were in a great position to be able to control the map and continue to put up that pressure, but then they failed to actually execute in certain situations in order to keep that pressure up, and then the pressure was lessened even further by some pickoffs that I think really shouldn't have happened. But all in all, I was really impressed by NiP and the way that they executed their team fight. That's always their signature, though, is that their team fight potential is top-notch.
Yeah, and for, of course, Monkey Business, they already knew that they were top 2. Do you think that could have an impact on the sloppiness splits?
No, I don't think so. I think part of it is just part of the draft, too. It's like the difference between having an Earthshaker and a Sand King. You think of them as both initiating stuns, but in a lot of different fights, the way that the fight would get set up is the Earthshaker would immediately jump the Gyrocopter. He would blow everything. Yep. They would get the kill on him, and every single time that happens, and the Gyro was often the first hero to die, he just had no momentum. At the end of the game, he had 2 major items. He had a BKB, MKB, Helm of Dom, nothing else really, and that's the biggest difference between when Era actually survives a fight, gets his ultimate off. We saw that one engagement where they had that sick combination with the Sand King turnaround and the Queen of Pain ulti, but that was the ideal for you. But at the same time, you immediately lost your Gyrocopter at the beginning of the fight, so every single time that he dies, even if they break
damage
even,
basically is just as a counter initiation.
Yeah, exactly, and he can't keep the Gyrocopter alive, so the Gyrocopter dies in 8 straight fights, to lead things off, never is able to snowball, and then you just kind of saw NiP's draft kind of work out a little bit better as a result.
That being said, I do think that Monkey Business had the right idea in the beginning, where they played the CDEC type style with the gyrocopter, where they got aggressive really early on. I mean, those early pickoffs on the Juggernaut shut him down so hard, and I think that was like, for me, that was the opening for Monkey Business to continue to keep up that pressure and make sure, like, it was pretty obvious they had a really strong Roche-taking team, and you needed to be able to control the map. And the way that they utilized the gyrocopter in the first 15 minutes with that smoke rotation up to the top lane, I mean, it was standard. We saw it at TI all the time, and that was perfect. But then as we really went into the mid game, I felt like they didn't keep up. Like they felt like, oh, we could just fall back again, you know, on sort of that, like, let's just get Miracle farmed. You know, they could fall back on that. But in this situation, Miracle played really well, but he was still a Queen of Pain. There's only so much he could do against an SF and a Juggernaut past 35 minutes.
True, and with that being said, actually, Monkey Business, they did have their first loss. We can take a look at the standings as they are updated, and we can take a look at which teams are doing really well. So we kind of did change it a bit. So there's now wins, draws, losses. This goes per series, by the way, and then points, of course, as Team Liquid, 0 losses. I'm very far away from that screen, so I can't see it properly.
They have... Actually, is that a 6 or it should be a 6, right?
It
actually looks like an 8 from here, but I believe it's a 6.
It should be a 6.
Yeah.
The surprising thing from Group A is the fact that Alliance were able to pick up those 2 wins.
Yeah.
That was really impressive and shows like great signs. The question for me was like, who's going to come out of Group A? Is it 4CNL? Is it Team Empire? What's that second team? And the fact that Alliance stepped it up so big today. Yeah, they had that 1 loss, but what they did against Empire was
they had their loss against
win.
the top 1 of the group as well.
Yeah.
So it's like, you know, that's accepted. I'm actually surprised that Empire did not do better than they did losing 2-0 against Alliance. I was at least expecting that to be an even match, but well, unfortunately for them, not able to pull through. But they do have another day ahead of them with 2 more series. And actually, today, that was all of the games for Europe. We will be back for the China qualifiers, which will start at 4 AM CEST. And then, of course, back with full coverage again for the European qualifiers tomorrow, starting at 12 CEST. I'm curious, I didn't check this beforehand, if there are updated standings for the Southeast Asia qualifiers, as day 1 for them is already done. No. Okay, that was their answer right there. But perhaps tomorrow we will have them, because I'm kind of curious to see. They will have that, so let's do that tomorrow. Any last words here for the evening, guys? I have some, but you can go first.
Shout out to Slacks.
Yes.
The call out on the Magnus prediction pretty much was the highlight of the day for me, as sad as that may be. That was pretty epic. But yeah, fun day. It was a little bit surprising with some of the results, but like especially Empire, like you talked about. But overall, really good games.
Blitz, any last words?
You want some more McDonald's, Blitz?
Cap has the squeakiest jacket of all time. Like, it's actually just the worst.
It's leather on leather.
Leather on leather.
It's great.
It's like,
yeah,
it's great.
That's what you should continue to do. That's very helpful.
Yeah, no problem. I mean, I want to make sure that you stay awake through the cast.
good point.
They're rooming together, just in case you guys didn't know.
That's why we get so little sleep.
Any last words also?
That's my last word.
That is your last word, okay. So for me, I actually want to point out that you can still go to facebook.com/ROGNordic, where you can win a motherboard as well as a robot statue if you win, which you do have to do, and the only way to win is if you go for your most valuable hero pick of this qualifier. And you have to do that with motivation, so why you think that hero is the most valuable hero pick of this qualifier. And then on the 14th, one hero will be selected, and then one of the right answers will get the motherboard and the robot statue. Also, if you want to be kept up to date with all the standings, I mean, we might not have the updated standings right now for the Southeast Asian record, but I'm sure that the Score Esports app will. So if you go to your App Store or Google Play or whatever, you can find your apps and you get the Score Esports app, you can definitely check out all the scores of the Frankfurt Major Regional Qualifiers. So with that being said, that was it. We're back at 4 AM for some China coverage. Be back then, or be asleep if you want to, and come back for Europe at 12 CEST time. But without further ado, bye.